Italians, much more chill, much more chill.
Were you always a conservative?
Steve and I think we don't consider ourselves Republicans or conservatives. We're more populist nationalists. I'm very rebellious. I don't like fitting in with what I'm supposed to be doing. I worked for Steve Bannon since I was 19.
Just a couple of weeks ago, Donald Trump, his administration decided to wage a war against Harvard and foreign students. What's your take on this?
It's not President Trump who is waging the war, it's Harvard who frankly I think has been waging war against this country and sort of the Maga perception of it, and certainly the Maga movement for a very long time. I would sort of compartmentalize the foreign student issue into two separate categories. One is the Chinese students, and then two is everyone else, which honestly I would use that paradigm kind of for the tariffs too, particularly on the Chinese student front, right? The 350,000 of them, these are Chinese nationals. I would deport all of them yesterday. They're a clear and present national security threat. We think that they should be prioritizing legacy Americans, and the fact that you've had a university prioritize admitting foreigners, oftentimes from hostile countries, over legacy-born Americans, black, white, brown, and otherwise, it's absolutely asinine. And
what does it mean for you to be journalist? And how is your relation with the guys that cover Trump administration and work for what you said legacy media?
War room, and what I try to do is very different in the sense that I'm not just there to cover what the administration is doing. I want to cover what the media is doing, because here in the United States, at least the domestic outlets, the legacy ones, have always been the tip of the spear when it comes to the resistance and the opposition against President Trump. And especially in this moment, it's very critical for them because they have no institutional or government power, right? Because they lost the presidency, the House, and the Senate. I care more about not getting into World War III with China and not seeing this country plunged even further into the national debt crisis that we are. So I think for me, it's an issue of priorities.